Hello, 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 my lab friends. Let's make sure I am alive in the right spot and that the AI hasn't taken over yet. There I am, there I am. If you are here, drop a hello in the comments. And just if you remember, we are on StreamYard. And I believe at the top it says something like learn more. If you click that and allow StreamYard access to your name, it will show me your name. If not, I will try to check on the phone for the comments so I can see names. Otherwise, you will just say Facebook user on my computer. And I tried to get a little fancy today and have some slides here. And we're also going to pull up actual ChatGPT and do some fun stuff. So ChatGPT, AI. I know there are a lot of people who are a little scared of AI and ChatGPT, and completely understandable because it is crazy, wild how smart this technology is. And I've seen a lot of movies of what this, what they say it can do. But it can also be really stupid. It is what you put into it. So I want to talk about that. But I also think it can be a great tool. And there's a lot of different ways it can be used that I think it can help us out and help us be more efficient in our business in a bunch of different ways. It's a lot more than just writing a post for you. So we'll talk about that too. Now let's see if I can get any technology to work. Yay! Look, I did fancy slides. And they're purple. So, first things first, I'm a little bit of a geek here. So I wanted to explain how the process works sort of behind the scenes. When you go into ChatGPT and you enter a question or words in the little chat box, which is just like if you were in a text on your phone, you have the little box underneath. If you put something in there, how this works on the back end is ChatGPT, the computer, is going to take that text word for word, break it apart, and try to analyze the meaning. It's going to go through its huge database of information that comes from both user-generated information, but also its database that they built it with. And it's going to use algorithm and a whole set of rules to create a response, and then it's going to spit that response back out to you in sentence form. Pretty cool that it does that, and it always, it sounds pretty good. When you see ChatGPT on your end, there's going to be two versions. Hey, Facebook user. I can't tell who you are. So there's two versions, a 3.5, which is the free version. It's super fast when it spits back out this information, and it's the main default. And then there's 4. Hey, Kathy, the 4 version is paid, but it is more advanced, and it has like a more advanced model. It allows for more creativity, a little bit more advanced reasoning, like the computer's a little smarter, but it's slower to spit that information back out to you. Either option are really good. I personally use 4 just because I use ChatGPT a lot for a lot of different things, and I used to actually use this for my other job, so we had it. So those are the two versions. Also, if you have questions, feel free to throw them in the chat as we're going through. But the biggest thing I want to get across to you all is garbage in, garbage out, or rubbish in, rubbish out. If you ask ChatGPT a bad question or you give it nothing, it's going to give you back nothing. I like to think of this tool as if it is your own personal social media manager or your assistant or something like that. So if you were to tell a social media manager, write me a post, what do you think you're going to get back? probably not something great because you gave it no background, no context, you gave it nothing. So how is it going to know what to write? So some of those mistakes that people are making are, number one, you got to give it background. If you want to do a post on gut health, you have to give it a little bit of background on what exactly you want. Do you want a post about gut health for mood, gut health and mental health, gut health and 3 tips? Give it something. People aren't giving any context that goes along with the ask. So there's no guidance that goes with it. If you are doing something for Facebook and you just say, write me something on gut health, you might get a 20-page article on gut health. That's not going to work for, all right, Christy, yay. That's not going to work for Facebook. So you need to tell it, I want a Facebook post on gut health that's no more than X amount of words and is focused on gut health and the connection to mood. That's context and that's background information. The more specific, the more information you can give it, the better response you're going to get back. The other little tip I will give you is you can actually tell ChatGPT how to act. So if you want it to act like a social media manager, you can tell it to act like a social media manager and write a Facebook post for me. It's no more than 200 words and does blah, blah, blah. Or act like a world-class marketer and give me the top 10 facts about gut health that people are searching on the internet. So tell them things like, tell it what to do and it will do it, which I know is scary, but hey, we have it, we might as well use it. The other mistake that people make is that they just accept what it gives back to them the first time. Again, just like if this was a person and they gave you a first draft, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't accept it, right? You take a look at it, you tell the person what you liked about it, and you tell them what you didn't like about it and how you'd want to change it. So say they came back with that Facebook post and you really liked the first sentence. It was a great hook in that first sentence, but the rest of it was kind of boring, right? You can go back to ChatGPT and tell them the same thing. Like, the first sentence was great, but the rest of your post was really boring. Try again. It'll come back with look at me, I'm calling it a there. There, he's great, ChatGPT. I should give it a name. So you can refine it. You can refine it many times until you get what you want. Or you can take the first draft and then you edit it as you see fit with your own words and language. And then the last mistake I see a lot of people doing is over-relying on ChatGPT. I think there are certain cases where it's great to use this as a tool, and then certain cases where I wouldn't use it, right? I would not use ChatGPT for your launch post. You need that to come straight from your heart, and where ChatGPT might be great for an educational post or to give you some brainstorming tips or topics or to help you think about hashtags to go with something. I wouldn't use it for a launch post, something that needs to be from the heart, right? So think about ways where it's appropriate and ways where you might not want to use it. The next thing I want to talk about is how you get it to sound like you. I think a lot of people think you can't. Like, how can it sound like you? It's going to be a boring machine and just come out with generic, boring text. Well, there is a little trick. And it's if you can take the time to craft what I call your brand description, or whatever you want to call it. This is what I call it. That gives it all of that background and all of that information and context one time, it's going to really help. And so it's a really long paragraph. I'll show you mine in a minute. We'll actually put it into ChatGPT, and you guys can come up with some questions, and we'll ask it and see what it comes back with. But I'll go through how you create it first. But if you give it all this information, it's going to learn from stop being so enthusiastic, Holly. It's going to learn from that. And the more you use it within the same chat, like don't keep opening up new chats, stay in the same one. It will learn every time you refine, every time you do a new post, it's going to learn from the last thing. And if you start with this brand description, that's what it's going to remember as you go through every single next ask. Again, weird and scary, but might as well take advantage while we have it. So your brand description is basically who you are, what your business is, what your products are, who you help. So you guys know I talk about the avatar all the time. This is one place where you can use it, and you use as much information as you have about that avatar in here as you've got. Also, your offers and your voice. So going back to who you are, you would describe yourself. So I am a network marketer, and I'm different because how are you different? So describe that. Is it because you help people not only learn how to sell stuff, or not teach people to sell stuff, but you teach them how to grow a social media network using a system? Is that one way you're different? Like, think about how you set yourself apart from other IBOs and other network marketers. How would you describe that? Also, what's the business? We're Life Activated Brands, affectionately called Lab. What do we do here at Lab? We sell stuff and teach other people to sell stuff. And how is Lab different from any other company out there? Use your own language, right? And then what are our products? And you'll see in my description, I list out each of the products, what do each of them do. I also give some of those benefits. So it's not just that Morvita has X amount of vitamins and whatever. I tell a little bit of the story. So how does it help? Like, again, getting into the story, how could it potentially help your avatar, your person, right? Getting into the next one. And then this is the big one, who you help. It's your avatar, or you'll see in my statement, I actually call it my ideal client. And I've put in a couple of them because I have a couple of avatars or ideal clients. But this is a big part of it, a big part of that meat, right? This is where you want to put their descriptions. Or how old are they? Where do they live? Where do they work? What keeps them up at night? What are those pain points? Are they exhausted all the time? Are they working 9 to 5 and then coming home and their kids are sad because they don't want to play with them? You know your avatar. Put all the information you have, the psychographics, the demographics, the pain points, the desires, their passions, their anxieties, their worries, as much information as you have. Like, take that questionnaire, dump it into your brand descriptor. The more you can give it, the better the results are going to be. The my offers are any of the specials that we have. So if we've got sales going on, if we've got specials going on, programs, like you can always talk about the auto ship features that we have, the text promo that we have. You never want to miss a sale. Text promo to the number. Right now, we've got the $0 enrollment you can put in there, and this is a section that you can regularly update based on what offers we have. And then the next part, your voice. So this is key to getting it to talk like you. And you have to know how you talk, right? Are you sarcastic? Are you snarky? Are you conversational and friendly? Are you a little bit of all these things? Like, give it that description of how you want to sound. Do you use plain language? Are you like to use big, lofty descriptors? Do you like to stay away from jargon? So again, think about how you describe yourself, how you describe how you speak, and put as much of that information in as possible. Now, the next part is really important. Once you get this brand description down, you're going to end your paragraph with this question in these exact words. So you could take a screenshot, write it down, but you're going to want to tell ChatGPT, please acknowledge that you understand my brand. Ask me anything else that will help you, help me to the best of your ability, and we will get started creating new content soon. What ChatGPT is going to do with this question is it's going to summarize for you how it understands your brand. And if there are things it doesn't get, it will ask you questions so that you can tell it more information. It's going to let you know what it doesn't understand and what additional information it needs. Maybe it didn't understand what you meant by your voice, and it will ask you, I don't understand what you mean by sarcastic and friendly. Tell me more. You need to then give it the additional information. Or it might not understand how you describe the offer, and you give it more information. But this is going to be key to making sure it gets exactly what you mean. Or it might say nothing. It might say, I understand. Let's create some content. And then you know it's got you. Does all of that make sense? Any questions, thoughts? Hopefully this is clear. All right. So I think next I'm going to pull up ChatGPT here. Hopefully you can see that. I'm actually going to go to the page. Can you all still see the screen? Yeah, okay. I'm going to plug in. We're going to put in my descriptor. I'm in 4 just because that's what I use. That's what I'm most comfortable with. So you can see how long, well, maybe once it comes up here, you can see how long my description is. It's really long. And it could probably be longer. I could probably give more detail about my ideal clients and my voice. But for now, this is good. So let's tell ChatGPT and see what it comes back with. So you can see it's saying, no, I didn't give it the whole thing. Sorry. I missed the second half. Hold on. Fail. It helps if I actually select all the text. Sorry, you guys can't see where I'm pulling the text from. Try this again. There we go. So it's saying, absolutely, your description of your brand and its identity provides a clear picture of who you are and what you stand for. Your passion for helping female entrepreneurs manage their time and stress, coupled with your conversational, approachable, and lighthearted brand voice, sets a strong foundation. Oh, he's got a lot of questions. So what I would then do is answer these questions, and it would make ChatGPT be able to understand even more deeply my brand. We're not going to do that right now, but that's what you would do if you wanted to really understand. What I think we should do is ask it a question or have it do something. So does anybody have a topic or it might be only for the 4, or I might just have so much information in there that it needed more thought. Actually, does anyone have a topic you'd like to ask it to do something? Because I want to do one where we ask it very little and then one where we ask it very detailed so you can see the difference. Okay, let's see. Draft post not CBD. Okay, this is we're not giving it anything. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that. Are you tired of skincare products that promise the world but fall short on results? And this version is asking me if I want to tweak it. It gives hashtags. CBD isn't just for calming the mind, soothing, whatever. But I think we can do better. It's kind of long. It's kind of generic. And you said CBD for benefits of the skin. So how I would actually ask it is to act like a social media manager and draft a Facebook post about a Facebook that includes 3 benefits of CBD for skin that does not include product information, but is compelling for my ideal clients. And includes, why not, a call to action. Let's see what we get. Are you on a never-ending quest? This is to find the perfect solution for your skin woes. Maybe CBD is the secret ingredient you've been searching for. Here's why. Soothing comfort, radiant glow, deep hydration. But don't just dream about these benefits, make them a reality. Whether you're a hardworking, overachieving superwoman or a top leader who needs a break from burnout, CBD. So right there, you can see it's targeting my ideal clients. Share your thoughts, fears, or experience. There's a call to action. If you want to learn more, hit the like button and let's connect. So I like some of this and I would tell it the pieces that I like, but I would also be like, ugh, attention, beautiful souls. I would never say that. Don't ever put that in again. I would also never use the words, are you on a never ending quest? That's not my voice. And I would actually use language like that. I would talk to it like I would talk to a person, because even giving it feedback, it's going to learn how you speak. So those are just a couple of thoughts and examples here. And the more you play with it, the more fun you can have. And I don't want you to limit yourself to posts. Okay, there's a lot of fun stuff you can do. We could have told that ChatGPT to make a post about CBD for skin in the style of Dr. Seuss, and it would come up with a poem for you. And that's kind of really fun. If you, at holiday time, you can say, write a song about moringa using the like in place of the lyrics of Jingle Bells, and it will do something like that. So the more creative you can get, the more it can do. One thing I also like to do is use this as a brainstorming tool. So when it knows your avatar, and you've put in all of that information, you can ask it to brainstorm topics that are of most importance to your avatar. So you can say something like, give me, let's do it. Let's see what it will do, actually. Okay, I like to do this too. Let's try something new. Act like a world-class market researcher. and give me 5 topics that are of most importance to my ideal clients based on their pain points and desires that can be used for future content. Something like that. Let's see. And this hopefully will give you like brainstorming topics that you can, there you go, give you ideas to start with. So if you don't want it to actually write it for you, it can just give you the topics. So maybe now I'm going to do a reel on balancing work life and self-care, and I'll make sure that I nail down burnout and stress and neglecting personal needs, and use those as keywords. So if you need just inspiration, you can ask it things like that. It's a great brainstorming tool, especially when you're like home alone and don't have anybody to brainstorm with. I can brainstorm with my buddy ChatGPT. Another thing that I like, or mind map. Yep, it's a great tool for mind mapping. Another thing that I like to use it for is when we are repurposing content, which is a great way to save time. You can go back in your memories, take some of the great content that you've written before. Maybe you have a really long post that you've written and you love, but you don't want to repost the exact same post. You can take that, copy and paste it, put it into ChatGPT and say, rewrite this, but shorten it to 150 words. And it will rewrite your own post that you've already written and shorten it for you. Or you can tell it to take this super long post and put it into a real script for me. Or you can say, take this post and give me 10 hashtags that would go along with it if you have trouble coming up with hashtags. Or take this post and optimize it for SEO that you want to use for, I don't know, your TikTok or your Reels, because SEO is so important. So that's another way you can use it. So again, the more creative you can think, it can do it for you. It's basically, you're the limit. So if whatever you can think of, you can ask it to do, and it will do it. There was a company that actually took all of Mozart's music, all of its old music, his old music, and then took all of the music from when Mozart died up till today, like snippets from the music, because they were curious if Mozart was still alive, what would his music sound like? And so they took his old music, they took all snippets from the music from today and plugged that in to ChatGPT and came up with a new masterpiece that would be Mozart, and then one of the Philharmonics played it in a concert. So there's no limit to what ChatGPT can do other than you. Again, terrifying, but very cool. So that's what I have for you. Hopefully this gave you some thoughts and creativity on how you can use this to help you in your business to be a little bit more efficient, save you some time, maybe give you some more inspiration. If you have questions, you can always drop them in the comments. I'll come back later and answer them for you, or you can feel free to PM me and I'll try to help as best that I can. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate you. Have a great night.